Okay, so today, uh, good evening all of you. In the previous class, we were discussing about the nature of the roots. Okay, in the previous class, uh, we discussed the various factors which reflect the nature of the roots. Okay, good evening all of you. In the previous class, we were discussing about the nature of the roots. Okay, we discussed how the nature of the roots depend on the discriminant of the quadratic equation. So today we will solve few questions that are based on the nature of the roots. Okay, so our first question is, that is our first question then. Determine the determine the nature of roots. Determine the nature Determine the nature of roots of the quadratic equation. Determine the nature of roots of quadratic equation of quadratic equation. Okay, and the equation which is given in the question is x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now what we have to do, we have to determine the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. So now let us come to the solution of this question. How we will solve this question? So that is the solution of this question. Okay, first of all, what we will do, first of all, let us write the equation x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now if we compare this equation with the standard quadratic equation, then the coefficient of x square is equals to 1. So value of a comes out to be 1. Then value of b comes out to be minus 4. That is the coefficient of x. And the value of c, that is the constant term, is comes out to be 4. So by this way we have find the values of a, b and c. Now let us find the important parameter, that is discriminant of the quadratic equation. So we can find the d by this way. D is equals to b square minus 4ac. D is equals to b square minus 4ac. Now if we substitute the values of a, b and c, so we will get, that is minus 4 whole square minus 4, that is into 1 into 4. Now we solve this expression, the value of d comes out to be, that is equals to 0. Now what it means, if d is equal to 0, in the previous lecture we discussed, if the value of discriminant is equal to 0, अगर d की वैल्यू 0 हो जाती है, इसका मतलब क्या हो जाएगा, इसके रूट्स क्या होंगे, रियल एंड इक्वल. सो हियर वी कैन राइट, हम यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं, सिंस d is equals to 0, that's why roots are real and equal. That's why roots are real and equal. Roots are real and equal. ओके, सो इस तरीके से हमने इस वाली इक्वेशन के लिए नेचर ऑफ रूट्स फाइंड आउट किया. नाउ लेट अस सॉल्व फ्यू मोर क्वेश्चंस. ओके, इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पर आते हैं. सेकंड क्वेश्चन, दैट इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. नाउ find the value of k. Our next question is find the value of k. Find the value of k for which find the value of k for which roots are real and equal. For which roots are real. For which roots are real and equal. For which roots are real and equal. Okay, and the equation is, that is 4x square 4x square plus kx plus 9 is equal to 0. ओके, हमें k की ऐसी वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है जिसके लिए इस इक्वेशन के रूट्स रियल और इक्वल होने चाहिए. ओके, so come to the solution of this question. How can you solve this question? That is the solution of this question. Now again we will compare this equation with the standard quadratic equation. So coefficient of x square, that is a, so value of a is equals to 4, value of b is equals to k, and value of c is equals to 9. That is the coefficient of c. Now since roots are real and equal, so for roots to be real and equal, the condition is d should be equals to 0. So we can write d is equals to 0. Now d is equals to b square minus 4ac. Value of b square minus 4ac should be equals to 0. Now if you substitute the values of a, b and c, what we will get? Okay, value of b is equals to k, that is k square minus 4 into 4 into 9 is equals to 0. Now if we solve this equation, value of k square comes out to be, okay, value of k square comes out to be 144. So k square is equals to 144. So value of k is equals to plus minus 12. Okay, so for this value of k, this equation has roots real and equal. Now let us solve few more questions. We come to the next question, that is question number 3. Okay, so our next question is, that is question number 3. Okay, find the value of k. Question is find the value of k for which the given quadratic equation 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 for which the given quadratic equation, that is 2x square plus 3x plus k is equal to 0 has real roots, Okay, now let us come to the solution of this question. How we will solve this question? Again, the given quadratic equation is twice of x square plus 3x plus k is equals to 0. Now if you compare this equation with the standard quadratic equation, the coefficient of x square a is equal to 2, or coefficient of x b is equal to 3, and value of c, that is the coefficient of the constant term, that is equals to k. Now we are given there the roots are real, so for real roots we can write for real roots d is greater than equals to 0. Okay, value of d should be greater than equals to 0. So b square minus 4ac should be greater than equals to 0. Okay, so next we can write, that is b square minus 4ac greater than equals to 0. Now value of b, that is 3 square minus 4 into 2 into k greater than equals to 0, that is 9 minus 16k should be greater than equals to 0 and 16k should be less than equals to 9, or we can write k is less than equals to 9 upon 16. K is equals to 9 upon 16. Okay, so for value of k that should be less than equals to 9 upon 16, the roots are real. Okay, so that is the solution of this question. Let us solve few more questions that are again based on the nature of the roots. So our next question is, that is question number 4. Now let us come to our next question, that is question number 4. That is, find the value of k. Find the value of k. Find the value of k for which given quadratic equation given quadratic equation for which given quadratic equation that is 4x square minus 3kx plus 1 is equals to 0 has real roots. Okay, now let us come to the solution of this question again. How we will solve this question? ओके हमें k की ऐसी वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है जिसके लिए इस इक्वेशन के रूट्स क्या होने चाहिए, रियल होने चाहिए. ओके, सो अगेन अगर हम इस इक्वेशन को कंपेयर करें अपने स्टैंडर्ड क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन से, तो वैल्यू ऑफ a इज इक्वल्स टू 4, वैल्यू ऑफ b दैट इज कोफिशिएंट ऑफ x, ठीक है, दैट इज इक्वल्स टू -3k, वैल्यू ऑफ c दैट इज कोफिशिएंट ऑफ द कांस्टेंट टर्म दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 1. ओके, कोफिशिएंट ऑफ c दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 1. नाउ फॉर रियल रूट्स अगेन वी कैन राइट for real roots. What is the condition? D should be greater than equals to 0. So again b square minus 4ac should be greater than equals to 0. So we can write it is minus 3k whole square minus 4, value of a is 4 into 1, ये क्या होना चाहिए, greater than equals to 0. ओके, अगर इसको सॉल्व करें हम तो नेक्स्ट वाली इक्वेशन में 3k स्क्वायर मीन्स 9k स्क्वायर minus 16 greater than equals to 0. So from here if we factorize this, okay, it is in the form of a square minus b square. Okay, so we can use the identity a plus b into a minus b. So we can write it like this, it is 3k plus 4, that is 3k plus 4 into 3k minus 4. ओके, ये क्या होना चाहिए, ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू 0. नाउ सिंस द सॉल्यूशन इज फॉर द inequality greater than equals to 0, it means if we plot these points what will happen. Okay, here the critical points are k is equals to, critical point means where the value of the function is 0, so k is equals to minus 4 by 3, okay, or k is equals to 4 by 3. Now since the sign of the inequality is greater than equals to 0, so here the solution we can write that is like this, k is greater than equals to 4 by 3. okay, k की वैल्यू जो सबसे ग्रेटर वैल्यू से ग्रेटर होना चाहिए, और we can write or k is less than equals to minus 4 by 3. That is the final solution of this expression for which the roots of the equation are real. Okay, that's for today. We will solve few more questions in our next lecture.